Motion to approve Mary Ann Kim's as assistant treasurer at the rate of $25 per hour. Any discussion?
No, I was originally considering, I wanted to go with this, I really did, because we need to have somebody in here to sign the checks. But we have an individual, and she seems like a fine lady, I have no problems with her personally. But we have somebody coming in that cannot tell us how many hours that she can get us in a week. Cannot tell us what her schedule is going to be during any particular given week. Who has already given herself out, she doesn't know how long she will be here because she's dealing with personal issues that are going to make it difficult for her to continue long term. This is a third-rate operation going on right now, the way we got it, and I just can't take that any more of that.
All right, let's stop. Just for the record, I do know this lady, she is a client of mine, so everyone knows that. I think she's a fine person, I don't know her capabilities, according to what I understand, she's QuickBooks, but she is a nice person, she's very,
I don't challenge that at all.
but I just make sure you're aware that she is a client of mine, so.
I have concerns with the amount of available time she has. I think that we need about triple that amount.
But I think right now, again, it's not legal thing, but we have issues that
Would this be an interim assistant treasurer?
I think you want somebody as a pass-through, because right now, we need to start paying bills. I mean, you haven't paid bills for a while. And you need to get somebody in there now. I think, I understand the point where people told me she's good at QuickBooks. I really don't know what QuickBooks is, I have no clue. But I think you need somebody in there, and we need to get the office up and running because your health insurance is an issue right now. And I need to get that paid, because I took care of that the other day. We need to get our bills paid. So that's the reason why we need to get people in this office to make sure it's running, from my perspective. I think if she can write a check, I think that's a good thing. If you want, if you guys approve it, I'll call Bailey Insurance tomorrow and get her bonded. But you need to get somebody in there to do the work. Otherwise, like I said, your health insurance, I had that extended for, June 15th, for the road trip. So you need to get somebody in there, and that's the reason why we all, we gotta get beyond the differences and put people in there to get things done.
My concern would be that it would cease us from looking for full-time.
No, I don't, excuse me, it's not my, it's not, I think this is a stopgap measure. You need to interview people for a secretary, and you need to interview people for treasurer. You need to get a stopgap situation.
Excuse me, wasn't that position advertised and resumes were received? Quite a few of them?
I understand, let's get back on track, okay?
Well, yeah, what happened to those resumes?
Well,
There was quite a bit, I believe, that were received.
all right, I understand.
So-
Okay, let's get back on track. I understand, we need to, I understand.
So that is my concern, that as long as this isn't, gonna keep anybody's mind on the fact that we need to.
But keep in mind one thing, folks, just so you're aware of it. She might know QuickBooks, but it's more than QuickBooks, it's what they call a chart of accounts. Chart of accounts is and right now I'm litigating chart of accounts in another township with Larry's former friend Chuck Gorowski.
What you doing?
Talk about that later. But she's gonna have to have someone who, the chart of accounts is a wholly different ballgame. She's gotta know where to put, QuickBooks is one thing, but the chart of accounts is a requirement of the DCED that talks about where you put your funds and where you expend your funds. And that comes in terms of DCED reports, so you're gonna have to have somebody here to help her with that situation. So, but it's an interim gap situation, but I'm just saying, it's more than QuickBooks, it's more than chart of accounts.
Like my business, QuickBooks has inventory, it's different, it's a different QuickBooks for.
It's a totally different animal.
Totally different animal.
And the thing is, Dennis, all we're doing is throwing a Band-Aid on an arterial bleed.
I understand.
We need
Yes.
a full-time treasurer and a full-time secretary. This does not meet our requirements.
It's a stopgap measure.
I'm tired of stopgaps. We've been stopgapping for 8 months now.
All right. You guys do, I'm just saying that she's glad, all right. Said my piece, I guess.
You're talking too much. So, do we, any other discussion on this item?
No, the only thing is, when we interviewed her, we talked, that we discussed with her that she would be an interim treasurer here, not assistant treasurer, but
I put
an
this,
interim treasurer.
I put this together with Nancy, did. After you called me, asked about doing the thing, I put this together, I get input on some of the items from Michelle, but I just, you know, I had to get this together, I've been busy, but that's, I just put it that, so.
And we had brought him, but he'd like to make that clear.
Well, I think, again, gotta keep in mind, it's one thing to be QuickBooks, but you need to know what you're doing in this office.
Well, yes,
He's gonna shower.
in that regard, you're right about the chart of accounts. Unfortunately, Mrs. Pettit will still provide the township with assistance.
Yeah.
If it has to be communicated by phone, whatever, text, email, she'll still provide us assistance where needed. Oh no, she won't come back down here. And the time element was discussed when we interviewed, Mary Ann.
Larry, what the hell are you talking about? Everybody runs is throwing their hands up in the air. Why don't you explain yourself better to them?
Have you talked to Stephanie
They're throwing their hands up in the air.
directly?
Have you talked to Stephanie? Because that's not what she construed to me.
Or me.
When Lori was still here, she was still getting assistance.
Did you talk to Stephanie?
I did not talk to her directly, myself. I spoke to Lori more than once.
But you have not spoken to Stephanie.
Well, I spoke to Stephanie, and she said that if there was anything she could help out with, she would on the phone, but she would not come down here. But she would help her out and discuss it on the phone.
Not what she told me.
She's not.
Well, I'm just saying what, I know what she just told me, and that, she just told
We
me.
had that
She's a very
conversation
nice
Wednesday.
woman that if you call up and ask her a question, yeah, but she's not willing to train here, she's not willing to work here, she can't be Township is her primary concern.
Well, it
So,
isn't.
I mean, yeah,
Well-
anybody would, you could call them up and ask them a question, but that's not training.
If you received resumes, look at the resumes and pick somebody.
Well,
Don't just throw them in the garbage and say, let's start over again.
well.
That's what we
that's-
tried.
That's what we tried. Yeah. There were three.
Just because you
supervisors.
might not like that person, it might be the best opportunity you have to get somebody.
There was
We
three
had interviews
supervisors
and
that refused.
nobody
to
showed up at
participate.
Michelle and I to do the interviews.
We had interviews where no candidates showed up.
That happens that's business,
We
buddy.
had.
But right now, and I agree totally with Dennis, we need somebody here now. Not tomorrow, not next week,
I
not
agree
next
100%. You
month,
should have last
now.
week.
Could you tell me why you would tell one of the staff that you weren't participating in the interviews then, Mr. Spar?
I wasn't available.
She asked you whether or not you could give your choices for candidates, and you said that you.
There were some, Michelle, I went through all the choices, what, how many did we have? 30 of them.
Wow.
You couldn't find somebody else.
Wow.
Couldn't pick one.
Couldn't find it.
Couldn't find one.
Couldn't
Wow.
find one.
Well,
You
maybe you
had,
better get
you
somebody
had
else
some
to
of
pick.
that group, George, that were way overqualified.
You're never overqualified.
They're not.
You always hire somebody
Somebody
better
come
than
down
yourself.
here and spend a week or two and leave again.
They-
We had people forced out of those
And
jobs.
we had multiple opportunities.
Don't give me no crap. I know what
Oh,
happened.
shut up. Always hire
No,
somebody better
you
than
why don't
yourself.
you
Hey,
shut
guys,
up, George?
okay, all right.
You always have a big mouth.
You goddamn right I do. Somebody
Yeah, you
better.
do too. Well, I do too, pal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let's get back on track.
Go back to sleep.
So Mary Ann appeared. David,
You want to go to executive session, discuss some of this?
what's
You want to go to
that?
executive session right now for personnel? I don't discuss it.
Well,
That'd be fine.
I just brought her listing of qualifications, her background, and she gave us, so we were edified.
I'll make a motion that we go to executive session to discuss personnel and, well, let's just do personnel.
Personnel. I haven't been back here forever. I think it was
There has
like
been
June of
motion,
last
has
year.
been
that we
seconded,
put
that
it in.
motion.
I'll second the motion. Hold on.
Sorry about this, guys.
We'll order some pizza.
She got food on
Ash
her desk.
it out.
Have a motion in a second.
I seconded it, yes. She said to hold on, she was writing. So I didn't do roll call for it.
Michelle, would you like me to say?
Anyone need required?
Is there any reason for me to?
Just send me an email with the speaking names, or phone numbers.
I
Because
don't think
motion,
there's anything else on the agenda that
No.
requires engineering, right?
no.